Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Evolve to Win show. I want to share with you a challenge that I've just taken on. And the reason that I decided to do this video and share this challenge with you is because the last few people who I've shared this with got so excited about it, they started it too. And so I wanted to offer you that opportunity because it's a challenge that I had not heard of until just recently. And so I'm going to share it with you. And here's how it goes. You saw in the title of this video that I'm down 8.5 pounds in 8 days. So I need to share, though, to be fair, that a lot of that weight was probably water weight because I just had a big birthday and we kind of celebrated. And so I definitely had that to lose. But nonetheless, this is not a challenge that is very specific to weight loss. It's not a weight loss challenge. In fact, it really has much more to do with discipline and with self-confidence and self-esteem from having had that kind of discipline. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to share the challenge and I'm going to tell you there's 5 rules that you have to stick to and only 5. And anyone and everyone can do this challenge if you choose to. So if you're someone who would like to take your self-confidence to the next level, your discipline to the next level, your results to the next level, it would be a great challenge for you to consider. I want to back up for a moment before I share this challenge with you and let you know that I know for me what it takes to feel my best. And it takes some consistency in my discipline, right? So when I think back to the last time that I was really, really on top of my game, it was when I was training for a marathon. Now, you might say, oh, that's something I don't ever want to do. And that's fine. I'll never do it again either. But I am not a runner. I really don't enjoy running. Let me say it a different way. I really hate running. I do not like running. But what happened was I had a set schedule when I was training for the marathon. It was a 10-month training program. And it was literally a schedule that someone else had created who's a very successful marathon trainer. And so I had it up on my refrigerator and I married it up with the dates that I had before the marathon. And so I had something that I needed to do every single day or every other day that I got to check off. And it was the checking off of the thing that I hated doing that literally took my results in so many different areas of my life to the next level. Really, quite honestly, to a level that I had not experienced otherwise, personally or professionally. So, of course, it was great for health and fitness, but what it did for my business at the time, that was the marathon was in 2010. So I was training from the beginning of 2010 until the marathon in October. That was a tough time in Southwest Florida. And we had experienced a whole lot of shift in our business and we'd lost a bunch of revenue. We'd lost a bunch of clients. We had to move office space. I mean, it really was a nightmare time for us, but it was the discipline that I had created in the marathon training that completely gave me breakthrough results. We ended up having one of the best solo years we had ever had in 2010 in arguably one of the worst markets in the country. So I wanted to share that with you to let you know that I know what it takes for me to feel at my best. And yet, even though I know that, I've really struggled with actually doing the things that I know I need to do to feel that way. And I don't know why that is, right? So here's the challenge I was given. I first want to say a shout out to my cousin Lynette because she's the one who shared this with me. The challenge is called 75 Hard. Maybe you've heard of it before. If not, you can Google it. But I want to just share a little bit of this challenge with you. I was inspired by Lynette, who is just about complete with the challenge right now. And I literally watched within her just an amazing transformation, personally, professionally, for her, mentally, just how she feels, how she looks, how she shows up, just absolutely incredible. And it's really, she says, because of who she became and the consistency that she had when she did this challenge. And what's really interesting is at the end of the challenge, as I was talking with her about it, she was sharing her results and I was blown away. She said, I heard before from Joe Dispenza that when you make significant changes to behavior to the point where you've changed your habits, you actually become a new person. And it's a good idea to go back and reintroduce yourself to people because they won't recognize you as the person you were before. So we had this moment where she reintroduced herself to me because of the new person that she was, the real Lynette. So thank you, Lynette, for sharing this with me. Here are the 5 rules for 75 Hard. And quite honestly, I can only tell you the 5 rules because I have done nothing else to learn about it. I haven't gotten through the podcast that describes it. I haven't read the information on the website. I only know the 5 rules. So if you do more than that, you're ahead of me in the game. Here are the 5 rules. Number 1, you have to stick to a diet, and you get to choose what that diet is. It's some level of healthier eating than what you've got going right now. But he doesn't prescribe some kind of diet. As I said, this is not a weight loss challenge, but you get to choose how you're going to eat in a way that's going to be healthier for you. So I'll tell you what I took on, and what I'm following right now is just tracking my calories. I have a calorie budget based on where I want to be. And so I track my food. I log it on, it's called an app called Lose It. And so I just track my food every day, and I have to stay within my budget. And then there are 2 other pieces to this. I have cut out any deep fried foods, and I have cut out desserts. So if I get that sweet tooth, I can have a protein bar or something like that. I did not cut out chocolate altogether, to be very clear. I can get my chocolate in the form of a protein bar. But there's another piece to this stick to a diet rule number 1, and that is no alcohol. Now, before you click off this video, because some of you are like, oh, I'm out. It's part of the program. So when's the last time you went 75 days with no alcohol? For some of you, that is not a big deal at all. And for others of you are like, do not take away my wine. But I can say amazing so far. Easy too. So easy when you make the decision. In fact, I was out with a group of friends and clients last weekend, and everybody was enjoying the wine and having a great time. And I was right there with them having a great time without the wine. And my client says to me, hey, is it hard to do this being around others who are drinking, or the fact that your husband is not doing this challenge with you? And I said, you know what? It's not at all hard because of 2 things. Number 1, once you make the decision, you don't even think about it, right? Once the decision is made, you're sticking to it. So not a big deal. Number 2, I know how good I'm going to feel the next morning when the rest of you are wishing you were me. So it's all good. It's all good, and you can do it. The second rule of the 5 is you have to exercise 2 times per day, and each of those exercises needs to be 45 minutes in length. And again, I know some of you are wanting to click off of this right now because you're going to say, oh my gosh, I do not have time for that. And I want you to really consider this. We can all figure this out. If you had to figure it out, you would figure it out. And so one of those 45-minute exercises has to be outside. Now, I am so fortunate and grateful to live in Naples, Florida, where I can be outside exercising pretty much 365 days a year, unless we have a hurricane. And even then, those don't last for that long. So wherever you are, I know there are tons of people all over the world who are doing this challenge, and they're exercising even in the rain if they have to, or the snow or the cold or whatever. It's summertime as of the time of this video. So might be a good time to try it out. All right. So it's 2 times per day, 45 minutes each. And one of those exercises has to be outside. Okay. And by the way, 45 minutes could be a walk. So if you are not already walking every day or not walking that long, give it a shot. Number 3, I love this one, probably the most out of all the 5 rules. Read 10 pages of either a business or a self-improvement, like personal growth, personal development book. And I tell you what, for as much as I read, watch, and listen to, I have failed in terms of consistently doing a certain amount every single day. And so far, I know it's only been 8 days. Let me check in with you at 75. But so far, that habit has just been so good for me. And it's so great that it's only 10 pages because I know and first of all, I know I can get 10 pages in every single day. There's no reason in the world that I can't get those 10 pages in. But there's something about the everyday consistency. And there's also something about the discipline and the intentionality that I have as I'm reading those 10 pages. I feel like I take in more, maybe because I know I just have a short time to read. I don't know what it is, but so far that part has been really magical for me. And I love it. I'm never giving that one up. Number 4, drink 1 gallon of water per day. For me, that is not an issue. I drink so much water. It's stupid. But again, it's because I live down in Naples and I play a lot of tennis, so I have to. But for those of you, if you don't have that as part of your routine, think about it. It's a great one. And then number 5 is a no-brainer. You have to take a progress picture every day. And although that's maybe somewhat uncomfortable to think about, that's such an easy one. So 5 is almost just like a whatever, you can get it done. So those are the only 5 rules. As I said, I have not done any other reading, watching, or listening to what this program was all about and why it was created. And I am getting on that, by the way. I plan to. In fact, I've even reached out to the creator of the program. I think his name is Andy Frisella, to request him to come on the show with me so that we can talk a little bit about it. So I'll get that prepared, and hopefully he'll accept my invitation to come on the show. But here's what I want to know from you. Are you interested in joining me in this challenge? Because if you are, I'd love to hear about it. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you're in. Tell me if you've already done it, or maybe you're in the process of doing it. Have you heard about it? I'd love to hear some feedback, because I only heard about this for the first time within the last month or so. But I didn't even know what it was. I knew my cousin was doing something, but I didn't know what she was doing. So it was really only a couple of weeks ago that I actually heard about this. So I might be totally behind the times and jumping on this bandwagon. But I got to say, so far, I feel fantastic. I feel disciplined, more disciplined than the average day that I have because of that consistency. And building these new habits, I have a feeling, are going to continue to serve me really well, so that hopefully I can serve others better as well too. So I appreciate you tuning in today and sharing any comments or feedback that you have about that 75 hard challenge. And I'll update you later on in the program. If you have anybody else who you know that you think might love a challenge just like this, please share this video. You can always find my other videos on my YouTube channel. Or you can, even on LinkedIn, just follow the hashtag #EvolveToWin, and you'll get notified when it comes on the LinkedIn Live. So anyway, great to be with you today. Have a great day.